Cunningham is down behind the play. Up as she stayed down near the line on the other end. Has very coolly.
Two players with incredible up. She's back!
Dynamic points in
9 and 30, but look at the depth on these field goal attempts. She's certainly feeling it. Left side, right side. Now come back to your favorite spot again.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on, everybody? I'm Andre the Torch Robinson. This is Rise Up Unlimited Radio Show brought to you by WDAP Radio and WDAP TV. Shout out to everybody on this phenomenal Saturday evening. Yes, I'm doing one before I go and do my DJ Torch the Fire Starter thing. By the way, if you're in the 716 area tonight, 10 o'clock, 1460 French Road, your guy will be tearing up the ones and twos again, like he always does on the DJ, on the DJ scene at Ying's. Yep. 10 o'clock to 3:30 a.m. Make sure if you in the local area, come on down. All right, come on down, enjoy yourself. Come on down, listen to some real good music. You know how we do it, man. Good time, great food, fun. You know how I do on the shows. Tell y'all to bring a +1, bring a drink, a snack, all that good stuff. I'm gonna say the same here. Employ you. If you're not doing that later on tonight, come on down. All right. Now, let me shout out everybody that's up here. Joe Source, what's good? Dwayne Woodley, I see you. DeAndre, what's good, my bro? Ron Kilo, what up? Marcus, the Alphabets, what up? I see you. Listen, I am in a day and age where you give respect where respect is due. All right. So when I start this thing off, you saw the video in the very beginning. I started it off with Caitlin Clark, who showed her ass today, by the way. Kind of a repeat of what we saw in the conference finals with those two cities, those two teams, Indiana and New York. Caitlin Clark comes back off of the injury, 32 points, scorching. I mean, scorching from deep, doing her thing. Got to give her respect for what she did today. No Jonquel Jones, though, for the New York Liberty. I think it might have been a little different game had she been playing. But nevertheless, the outcome, the Fever, sitting the Liberty the first loss of the season. No more teams in the WNBA are undefeated, okay? No more teams in the WNBA are undefeated. But as I talk about this, right, as I talk about Indiana and New York, and there's product, each city has product, there's different brands, different product. All right. You in New York, you got the New York Knicks, you got the Yankees, you got the Mets, you got all these teams, the Buffalo Bills, you got all these teams, right? All right. So my question to you guys to start off the show, and by the way, we're gonna talk NBA Finals too. We're gonna talk NBA Finals. We're gonna talk some free agency. Where should these free agents go? What teams would be best? Would best suit these free agents? We will talk about that during the show. And some more things before we hit the 9:30 hour. All right. But here's a question for y'all. Who's the most polarizing player right now for the Indiana brand of sports? Now, mind you, this includes the Indiana Pacers, the Fever, the Indiana Hoosiers. Okay. It includes those teams. All right. And the Colts. It includes the Colts too. Who is the most polarizing player right now in Indiana sports right now? Put it in the comment section. Put your comments in there. I want to see what y'all gonna say. This is a blow the lid off the roof type of question to start off the show. But tell me who the most polarizing player is in Indiana basketball right now. Or who should be the most polarizing player right now for Indiana sports right now. Who should it be? All right. Put it in the comment section. I'm going to continue to do what I do right now for the next couple of seconds, which is share the show, get as many people in here as possible. I appreciate it. Oh, and while I'm doing such, happy early Father's Day to all the phenomenal fathers out there. Happy Father's Day to you guys. Happy Father's Day. If you got a kid, put it in the comment section too. If you're a father, put it in the comment section, all right? Happy Father's Day to you guys. Early Father's Day, because the next time I see y'all, it'll probably be midnight. And it'll be Father's Day. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to the ones who take care of their kids. Shout out to the people that's actually doing their thing. Shout out to y'all. All right. Now, What up, Ron? I see you too. Dalton, I see you. Melissa, hey. Hey, Melissa. All right. The question, again, I'm going to put it out there. Jay Andre, I see you got an answer already. The question is, who should be the most polarizing player in Indiana sports right now? Who should it be? And who is to you? All right. Put it in the comments. Or you can call 716-481-8249. You can call me. I want to know, who is the most polarizing player in Indiana sports right now? Put it in there. Call me. Hit my line. Bang my line. Go get a drink. Go get a snack. Put your feet up. I know it's a nice day outside. Put your feet up. Put your feet up and come get some of this sports talk. This real sports talk that y'all about to get today. Come on. Y'all know how we do it. Adrian, what's good? I see you. Hi, Danielle. What's up? I see you too. What's going on? All right. This is the Rise Up Unlimited radio show brought to you by WDAP Radio and WDAP TV. All right. Put it in there. I need to hear y'all comments. I need some interaction before I go ape. Again, this is one of those blow the lid off the roof type of comment, type of questions. All right. Am I gonna have EC3 on the show? No, Dalton. You know I don't even like EC3 at all. No, absolutely not. What is he doing right now? I have no idea. Clark, she gets is unreal. Tyrese, I don't think is polarizing. I think people just don't see him as a star. Oh, you said the hate Clark gets. Okay. Interesting. Can we call Tyrone? No, you can't call Tyrone, silly. And no, you cannot call for a friend. Oh, waiting on dinner. I can't wait. I can't wait to get my dinner on later on. I promise you, I can't wait. Happy birthday to the U.S. Army as well. Happy birthday to the U.S. Army. Everybody that served, protect and served. Shout out to you. Big respect to you. All right. Come on. I need some answers. Somebody got to give me some answers. Jay Andre can't be the only one that give me some answers in here. I need some answers on who is the most polarizing player right now. I need to know. I want to see what y'all say. I need to know these things. All right. Before we get into, the Scroll Patrol and the other stuff that we got going on. I just want to say something real quick. So let me respond. Jay Andre, I will respond to your comment. You are absolutely right. And I'm going to prove that later on when I show you this post that I put up on the show. I don't know if people see Tyrese Halliburton as a star. But what I do see Tyrese Halliburton as is a leader. Okay. I'm going on an Apache ride today. Hilarious, Marcus. Hilarious. I don't keep up with NBA players. I'm not a big fan of Indiana. I'm not a big sports fan of Indiana. That's fine and dandy. Okay. So let me talk to all of you guys, but Jay Andre specifically, I'm going to address that comment. I can totally understand that. I totally get it. But there are people that are out there, and I was just waiting on it, that are going to say Caitlin Clark. And if you say Caitlin Clark, I'm not going to say that you're wrong, but I'm going to invite a thought. And here's the thought, right? When we talk about sports, we measure sports by championships, right? The biggest is championships because you play to win, right? You play to win. You play to get to a certain spot. You play to get to a certain level, right? You play to be where you want to be in the upper higher echelons of what you're doing. So we take into account visits to championships, right? Visits to conference finals or whatever the case may be, right? We take those into consideration, right? Marcus said that Halliburton is a rising star. For those who are saying Caitlin Clark, I would implore you to think about this. So now, Caitlin Clark, we all know she came from Iowa, right? She's an Iowa player. She did what she did for Iowa. Does anybody know where Tyrese Halliburton came from? Do you know what university Tyrese Halliburton played at? For starters, I just want to ask a couple questions just to see, like, just check some temperature. Put it in the comment section if you know where Tyrese Halliburton played basketball. Go ahead and put it in there. And then I'm going to tell you that it is very interesting. It is very interesting when you find out where Tyrese Halliburton actually played. It's very interesting. Okay. So these two stars are on a certain trajectory, right? Caitlin Clark has been to 2 national championships. She was Rookie of the Year last year in the WNBA. She set some records that, regardless, and this, when I say regardless, this is just fact. Regardless of when these stats started to even formulate, because a lot of the stats that we see now just started to formulate. These stats wasn't formulated 20 years ago. Like, there was no record for 400 points, 300 rebounds, 200 assists 20 years ago. Nobody did that. Statisticians didn't do that back then. They didn't have those records. They didn't put those records out back then. So a lot of the records are newly manufactured. Yes, Jay Andre, correct answer. Tyrese Halliburton came from the University of Iowa State. Interesting, right? Very interesting. So you got 2 players who came from, obviously they both play in the Indiana brand. Now they played at Iowa State, Iowa, right? And they rise up. Tyrese Halliburton has led the Indiana Pacers to a conference final and now an NBA finals. We are talking literally 2 wins away from winning an NBA championship, right? An NBA championship. If it wasn't for last night in the debacle, the fourth quarter last night, that Indiana had dominated for the entire series and majority of the playoffs, we would be talking about the Indiana Pacers being up 3-1 on a team that most sports fanatics had as a -700 favorite to win the NBA Finals. Do you know what -700 is? That, to me, tells me that nobody hardly had the Indiana Pacers winning the NBA Finals at all, let alone being up in the series. By the way, Indiana has not trailed in a series this whole entire playoffs, by the way. Just to add some more premise to what I'm going to say next. My next thought is, I hear a lot of people say, well, nobody cares about the WNBA. Nobody watches it. I'll hear people say, the NBA funnels money to the WNBA. Nobody cares about the WNBA. People don't watch, yada, yada, right? Marcus, you are alluding to where I'm going. See, we right here. I ain't even had this conversation with you, and we right here with each other. For those, and I'm going to make this short and sweet. For those who are telling me right now that Caitlin Clark is the most polarizing player in Indiana sports, you're the problem. You are the problem. I'm not even going to sugarcoat this shit. You are the problem. The hypocrisy thereof is the problem. I hear people left and right scream out, shout out, yada, yada. Nobody watches the WNBA, but yet Caitlin Clark is the most polarizing figure in Indiana sports to people. Make that make sense. Tyrese Halliburton literally is 2 games away from leading the Indiana Pacers to a finals championship in which the Indiana Pacers have never won the NBA title. Never. Go find where the Indiana Pacers won an NBA title. Find it. Find it. Never. As a leader, he is the reason why this team is where they are. Yet he's not the most polarizing player. I mean, I'm just going by the logic that's put out here. The logic of, oh, the WNBA, nobody watches it, yada, 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 this, that, and the third. But for people who say it's Caitlin Clark, you're the problem. You are the exact epitome of why, and let's be clear, I'm tired of people saying, oh, well, why do you have to bring race involved in it? When that's all that everybody has done is bring race involved. Let's stop acting like race doesn't have a impact on certain things. Damn near everything. To say that she's the most polarizing player in Indiana sports right now is exactly why people are upset and annoyed, because the rhetoric is, and the reality is that Black men, Black women have to work 3 times as hard to get the same respect as someone who is not African American. That's the problem. That's where people are upset. Because why is it that way? I literally asked this question for a reason. I purposely asked this question for a reason. And I know I'm going to put this out on social media too. And I can't wait to see these responses I get. Because that's the problem. Tyrese Halliburton played at Iowa State. She played at Iowa. They've worked hard to get to where they at. Tyrese Halliburton has went further in a sport that people care about, unlike the WNBA. Yet people will sit here and try to tell me that it's Caitlin Clark. Make that make sense. To me, there's no sense in that. That is absolutely absurd. This is the reason why people get mad when you hear, oh, she's better than Asia Wilson and everybody else that you hear, all the other names. I won't get into the 1,000 names I can name. But that's why people get upset and annoyed. There's your reason right there. Let me read some of these comments real quick. It means you bet $700 only to win 100. Facts, Marcus. You eating strawberries, sipping mimosas. Yep, that's impressive for sure. Gonna buy me and Dre some wings. Hell yeah, he gonna be buying some wings. Don't hate. Mimosa is good once in a while, which is sad. It's 2025. It shouldn't be this freaking way. Damn right, Melissa. Damn right. That's the problem. And we in Juneteenth season, by the way. So yes, I'm gonna ask that. Happy Juneteenth to everybody too, by the way. There's Juneteenth parades going on right now in my city right now as we speak. And there's Trump rallies going on in my city right now as we speak too. Regardless. It shouldn't be that way. It's a damn shame, right? A damn travesty. Who is the most polarizing player in Indiana right now currently is the question, Dwayne. He said, Reggie Miller. Funny. Which came first, the chicken or the egg, I think. Hilarious. Not for sure what I walked to, but what I do. What up, Gary? If you don't know what you just walked into, I asked the question to kick off the show, to blow the roof off this thing, to start. Because it hit me like a lightning bolt today. So the question is, once again, who is the most polarizing player or should be the most polarizing player right now in Indiana sports? Who should be the most polarizing player? And who is to you? That's the question. Man, y'all talking about food I just hate. Listen, everybody can't go to Rutgers, Dalton. It should not be a black or white. They're both good players. You're damn right, Ron. You're right. But do you see the problem? Do you see where the hypocrisy is? Do you understand that that's why people are highly upset with this whole situation? People are like, "Oh, it's racist." Bro, I hate when people listen, I hate when certain verbiages is used and it's not the right. See, a while back, nope, I won't even go there. All I'm gonna say is I just don't like it. Don't use the word racism if you don't know that racism is the word is directly involving finance. There's prejudice and there's racism. Racism is directly through finance. Okay, so that's number one. All right. The other problem is that just the way they are, you have to understand the time that they came up. People, it won't change as long as people keep making excuses. Yeah, I mean the excuses is crazy, but the things that I hear, I'm just like, what? And I guarantee you, and I'm gonna let y'all keep up on the post too, because I'm gonna put this in probably like 20 groups. The same question that I just asked, I'm gonna put it up in 20 groups, and I want to see what answers I get, just to see. But that is crazy to me. That's crazy to me. And it just goes to show you the hypocrisy thereof. In my opinion, they can't handle a white girl giving them the business with a sport that's dominated by black players. Dwayne, I would understand that if I didn't see other YT or Caucasian women do this before Caitlyn. I would give you that if I had not seen people who have done that and done it on a higher level than Caitlyn. I would give you that. I would give you that. But that's your opinion. I can't tell you that your opinion is wrong. I would give you that. Each one teach one. Somebody eventually has to break the cycle. Yes, that's why I'm saying, why not break the cycle now? Why not now? Why not break the cycle of inequality? Because to be honest with you, that's pretty much what it is. It's inequality. There's no way in the hell that somebody should be telling me that she's more polarizing than Tyrese Halliburton right now. Nobody. If we're going by metric, if we're going by merit and what people have done, there's no way. There's no way that should be the case. But obviously, there's going to be people who are going to say that. That's going to say it. And I'm going to say the same thing. It is the exact reason why majority of people recognize that we have to work 3 times as hard as the next person to get half the respect. That's the problem. That's the issue I have. Yes, Marcus, she's the GOAT. She is the GOAT. She's the GOAT, and she's a white woman. Nobody has a problem with Diana Taurasi being the GOAT. Nobody. If I lined up 100 people right now and I said who's the GOAT, guarantee you 65 people are going to say Diana Taurasi. And she's a white woman. No problem. No problem. So I don't buy that. I don't buy that whole a white woman and a black person. Let's be clear. College basketball is played by predominantly 70% black African Americans in either sport, men's and women's. The NBA is played by 75% black men. College football is predominantly black sport. Let's be clear. So the excuse of white woman beating, no. I disagree, and I get your opinion. That's fine and dandy. But I'm gonna ask this again. I'm definitely asking this. What's the majority saying? What is the majority saying about KC? What's KC? Who is KC? Diana Taurasi may be the best basketball player. Period. Just facts. Yes, that's just facts. That you're right. That's not an opinion. That can't be an opinion. She's done too much for it to be an opinion. So I just wanted to ask that question and see where people will go. This guy went to Oshkosh North High School. Tyrese Halliburton, by the way. Oshkosh. When you think of Oshkosh, you think of baby. Baby clothes. Oshkosh. Okay. Again, it's wild to me, but hey, it is what it is, right? But I just wanted to put that out there because I wanted to just see what people would say. I just want to see people's thoughts on that. Like, that is absurd to me. It's a little alarming, to be honest. You want to crown her. She is who we thought she was in my book, Dennis Green voice. Oh, Caitlin Clark. That would be CC, sir. Her name is spelled with a C. CC, not KC. CC. The majority of people that, I mean, there's a, you got some folks who like her, some people don't. You got some people who think that she's, and some people don't. If you ask the majority of her peers, is she the greatest? No. They're going to tell you no. They're going to tell you no. And that's why the WNBA, people in the WNBA are annoyed. People will say it's hate, but it's not really hate. It's the fact that people have crowned her and put her on such a pedestal without having the merit to do so. That would be like if you won 5 championships, I never won a championship. I come in the league and everybody's crowning me better than you. I haven't done nothing that shows or proves that I'm better than you, but score a bunch of points, but somehow I'm better than you. I'm better than you. I'm the greatest player of all time. You've literally led championship teams, won championships in every aspect of the game. We give Kareem Abdul-Jabbar his respect because he's won in every facet. He's won in high school, college, and in the NBA, legitimately, right? We give Kareem Abdul-Jabbar his respect for doing such, right? So where's the same respect for people like Breanna Stewart, Diana Taurasi, and others who have won in every facet of the game? Where's the respect? The hypocrisy is what I'm talking about. That's the hypocrisy. Now, let's talk NBA Finals real quick. Now, I know it's a lot of people dancing in OKC right now. A lot of folks is dancing in OKC that they did not go down 3-1 after that game yesterday. Now, let me just tell you right off the jump. Here's my analysis of the NBA Finals. Sorry, I just sounded like a CD that skipped. First and foremost, a lot of people who slept on Indiana, I feel for you. I'm sorry. I hope you did not spend your money. I hope you did not put your money in certain places that you just shouldn't, because let's be real. The Indiana Pacers have been phenomenal all playoffs. Okay. They have not trailed in one series, not Milwaukee, not Cleveland, not New York, not OKC, right? I told y'all that the magic number weeks ago was 110. Every time they score 110 points, they win the basketball game. Funny how yesterday they lost and they scored 107. Funny, very funny. Mathine missed 4 free throws. He sold the game. I was so upset. I'm like, it's the fourth quarter. This is Indiana's quarter. They're up 10 finally. They got OKC where they want. They've been battling the first 3 games to get to this point where they got them. They got them dead to rights on the ropes. And then OKC just hit them with the rope-a-dope, like Muhammad Ali being on the ropes. You know how he is. Hit him with the rope-a-dope. And I was so upset because they let him get away. They let him get away. They had the chance to knock him out, and they let him get away. SGA scored 14 points in the fourth quarter. I'm like, you guys been bottling him up. Y'all been containing him. You can't stop a player like SGA. You can only contain him. He's that good. He's good at getting to his spots. He's good enough from three as a three-point shooting weapon. He's good in the mid-range. He's good at going to the basket. So you can't stop him. You can only contain this guy, right? And they let him score 14 clutch points in the fourth quarter. Damn. I'm like, damn, they had him on the ropes. Tyrese Halliburton has to have more than 17 points a game. Okay? He has to have more than 17 points a game for this team to win. Okay? Siakam has to have more than 17 points a game for them to win. They cannot allow Alex Caruso to score 20. He shouldn't be scoring. I'm sorry. As a coach, I'd be highly pissed off. Alex Caruso scoring 20 points? No, he shouldn't be scoring. You let his pesky basketball playing self be pesky on defense. You don't allow him to dictate the game on offense now. I'm like, Rick Carlisle, what's going on here? I'm like, what is going on here? You literally in game 3 made the adjustment. I'm like, damn, he made the adjustment. He done figured out how to contain SGA. SGA's numbers is dropping. I'm like, he got him dead to rights. Rick Carlisle is a world-class basketball coach. Winning, NBA championship winning coach. Okay? This is why I get annoyed. He makes the adjustment. And this is how much basketball I watch. And this is how much basketball, because I'm into basketball. Again, y'all know my resume. I coached it, I played it, right? He literally makes the same kind of adjustment that Dawn Staley made with Caitlin Clark when they played in the national championship game when South Carolina won. He literally made the adjustment. He said, all right, we're going to watch SGA in the first quarter. We're going to see what the hell they're coming out with, and then we're going to make the adjustment. And he does. He makes the adjustment. He runs players at SGA to get the ball out of his hand. The same way you should play Caitlin Clark. Run players at her and rotate. And rotate. Make people uncomfortable and make them make a choice. The New York Liberty did not do that today. New York Liberty coach need her ass whooped today. I want to get my belt. No, okay. I don't want y'all thinking that I'm talking about legitimately I'm going to whoop somebody's ass as if I like somehow promote abuse. I don't promote abuse on the show at all. I am talking from a figurative standpoint, not literal standpoint. I got to put that out there. You know, a lot of people will click this and be like, oh, he's talking about whooping women's asses. No, it's not what I'm saying at all. But what I will say is that, yeah, you kind of need to go sit in the corner. New York coach need to go sit in the corner. I don't understand what that was today in the second half. I don't understand what they were doing, regardless. So he makes the adjustment just that same way. And it works. And it got him. It got him dead to rights. And then you let him off the hook. I'm like, oh. Indiana, I told y'all, there is a couple reasons why I thought Indiana would win this final. One, because Indiana is a very fast-paced team. You can tell that he had them running in the offseason. You can tell. I'm a coach. Wind sprints. You miss, you run. You don't make the correct pass, you run. You miss free throws, you run. You don't complete a challenge or a drill properly, you run. That's what he did. You could tell. Because this team is 4 quarters. And for the first 3 games, OKC, because they extenuate so much energy on the defensive end, when the fourth quarter came, you could see players suck and win. Chet Holmgren, suck and win. SGA was suck and win. Dort was suck and win. Williams, suck and win. I'm watching it. I'm literally watching it. I'm like, oh yeah, they running out of energy. Here comes where Indiana in the fourth quarter takes over. This game, I don't know what the hell happened. I guess the one day rest was a good thing for OKC, that they didn't have to sit for 2 days and wait and give Indiana more rest in time, because in the fourth quarter it was totally different, and this is where Indiana just got beat. I'm sorry. Y'all let them off the hook. I hope it don't come back to bite y'all in the ass, because game 5 is in OKC, and you have now given OKC this confidence now that they can go in here and beat your ass. You let it off the hook. I hope y'all don't do this. Remember, Tyrese Halliburton did this. Remember, certain things you do may come back to bite you in the ass. When you do stuff like this, watch out. Watch out now. They bet not lose the series, or I'm going back to this that he was doing against New York. All right? Rise Up Family does not promote domestic violence. Show don't. We don't. I want to see Mike Jackson coaching the Knicks. We'll talk about that in a minute, too. You make a great point, Andre. She hasn't won nothing in the WNBA yet. Absolutely not. Again, I don't understand the hypocrisy. And that's why I asked the question. I'll put it out there on social media later, too. Getting back to the finals, though. Be very careful. Be very careful. Rick Carlisle still makes adjustments. So don't think that an adjustment is not going to be made again. Game 5 will be very interesting. I cannot wait to watch it. I still got Indiana winning this thing in 7. I do. I think they still got another home game to steal. They've stolen 2 home games from teams in the playoffs. There's pattern. I'm going by pattern. What I see, I told you. I watch pattern. I see the pattern. I see the climate. The climate right now, Indiana sports. This is why I said what I said in the very beginning. That's why I asked the question in the very beginning too. What does an NBA championship do for the brand of Indiana sports? There's your drop question. My setup question was the polarizing player question. My drop question is, what does an NBA title do for the brand of Indiana sports? Uh-oh. Yep. Yes, sir. Setup and drop. It's classic journalistic tactic. Okay? Classic. Very classic. Classy. Very demure. Okay? Very demure. All right. Moving on. Let's talk some free agency talk. First and foremost, let's talk a couple things in the NFL. Barry Sanders had a heart attack. I hope he is okay. Barry Sanders, the greatest, the best, as they would say at my job, the best running back to ever grace the planet, right? He's the best player, best running back of all time, Marcus. You're a running back connoisseur. He's the best, right? The best. I got a lot to talk about in basketball, but I'll save it for Monday's show. See the best? All right, let me show y'all this real quick before I get on to the NFL. This is, I specifically asked y'all the question I asked y'all too. Right here. Ron, look at the ticketer. You want to know what the number is? It's on the ticketer right here. Hold on. I'll put it in there for you. That's the number right there. Yes, halftime adjustments are a must. Florida and Edmonton, a hell of a Stanley Cup series. Ooh, talking about letting people off the hook. Florida let Edmonton off the hook the other night too. Ooh wee. Florida had them dead to rights. You're up 3-0 in a Stanley Cup final, and you let Edmonton come back and beat you. Oh my God. Yep. Florida had them dead to rights and let them right off the hook again. It'll be the best Indiana sports story since Manning won a Super Bowl there. Yep. Yep. What does it do for the brand of Indiana sports? Okay. Okay. I told you it was a reason why I picked Indiana to win this finals. I told you. All right. So now, this is why I asked, how many superstars do you see in this photo? Put it in the comment section real quick. You see it. It's been up here for a good minute. How many superstars do you see in this photo? Real quick, before we get to the football, NFL stuff. Y'all probably hear that jazz in my background. That is my neighbor doing this thing right now. To me, I only see 5. I see 5 superstars, and then I see 5 all-stars. That's my answer. The bottom 5 are bona fide superstars. I think we crowned Anthony Edwards too early as a superstar. I think he's the only exception at the top that I might consider being a superstar at 6. So 5 possible. So if I had, this was a spades hand, I would say 5 and a possible 6 right here. Victor Wembanyama is not a superstar yet. I get it. He's got superstar allure, but he's done nothing with the Spurs. Wayne, what's up, my guy? Shout out to you. But yeah, no. All right. So now that y'all seen it, let's get to these free agents. Oh yeah, this is what you were talking about too. Bringing them home. Mark Jackson, I think they should. Absolutely. He deserves it. He deserves a right to coach again. I don't even know why. Okay, again, I don't want to get into it. I don't want to get into that because then there's going to be some cultural divide when I say, no, I'm going to get into it. If you can, well, I mean, you waited until Pete Rose croaked, but and passed away. But if Mark Jackson can't get a coaching job for whatever nonsense they said that the reason why they don't want him to coach, then I just think that's buffoonery too. There's a lot of buffoonery involved with that. Of which, oh yeah. Maxwell Harrison. Let's talk about this guy real quick for a second. Maxwell Harrison. Sir, you are already injured. And it's sad because I don't want you to be injured. Because I'm going to tell you right now, it's giving off a certain allure with Buffalo Bills corners. And I'm wondering, why do these Bills corners continue to get injured in OTAs in minicamp? It's a real question that needs to be asked. Now, I'm going to put a caller on the line real quick. I'm going to turn this on real quick, and I hope that you guys can hear the caller when I do so.
Simply Text speaker is ready to pair. Connected.
All right, caller, you're on the line. What's up?
Yeah, you said this smart. If Indiana win, Indiana Pacers, it would show the whole NBA smaller things to win too.
That's a good point. Good point.
It shows you don't really need no big name basketball players to win.
Right. Good point. That's a good point, Ron.
You don't need no LeBron James or Kevin Durant. You don't need nobody like that to win, to succeed. And it put Indiana and the Thunder on the map if they win. Hello?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Say that again. Say that last sentence. Say the last
It
sentence.
will put the Thunder and Indiana Pacers on the map.
Okay. So you specify about being put on the map. When I hear people say put on the map, that means bring more attention to your city, right?
Right.
That
Right.
means
More attention.
more money, right?
Merchandise will be selling out and everything, like always.
Mm-hmm. More money, right?
Right. A lot more money coming into your state or your city.
Okay. Who sits on the other side of basketball right now? Go ahead, fair name. Her name is Caitlin Clark. She sits on the other side. That's why I'm telling
Hold
you
on
right now.
for a minute.
Go ahead. That's why I picked. This is part of the reason why I picked Indiana to win. I can see the correlation. I see this being a parallel universe in which if the Indiana Pacers win an NBA championship, it brings more attention to that organization, that state. Which what is the WNBA?
What are you saying?
Okay, so I'm gonna repeat what I said. The Indiana Pacers winning the NBA title brings more attention and more money, more revenue, more spotlight to that state, right?
Right.
In which, what is the WNBA trying to do right now? Capitalize off of a market that a certain someone has brought to that state. The Indiana Pacers winning does nothing but elevate and magnify that even more. Am I right or wrong?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
That's why I picked Indiana to win the finals, by the way. That's one of the reasons. That's just one. We could have got a little deeper, but that's another reason. Besides the reason I gave you earlier. So that's why I picked Indiana to win. Gotta watch the time. This is why I said watch the climate in which the sports is in. Now, if they don't win, then that's
but if Oklahoma win,
mm-hmm.
it do the same thing for them.
Correct. Totally understand.
It brings more attention. It brings the headline will be a small market team. The Thunder, the Oklahoma Thunder did it for the first time. What, the Supersonics?
Yeah, since the Supersonics. Correct.
Right.
Correct.
So it will bring more eyes on their sales and all that for their community.
Yeah, correct. 100%. 100%. All right.
So
all right, let's get to football because I only got like 30 minutes and I don't want to. We'll do another show Monday. I got another show coming up. We could get into all of that. I got a whole lot of basketball stuff to talk about on Monday and a whole lot of football stuff to talk about on Monday too. But I want to get into these free agents. I really. By the way, Maxwell Harrison injured his leg during OTAs, and again, the question I keep prefacing this question. Another question needs to be asked: why is it that these players continuously keep getting injured during OTAs and in minicamp as it pertains to the Buffalo Bills? I need to know this. Joey Bosa is injured. Maxwell Harrison is injured. I need to know. Last year, there's plenty of documentation that shows that these players continuously keep getting injured and they're not even playing like preseason games yet. What is the problem? Is it a strength and conditioning issue? Is it a coaching issue? Is it an environment issue? What is the problem? That needs to be asked.
well, the doctors on the sideline. It sounds like to me, if these players keep on getting injured, y'all need better doctors on the sideline.
Okay, see, and that's why I asked the questions. That's why I asked the questions that I asked. From a journalistic perspective, this is why I asked that. And see the answer you just gave? A good premise answer. I can appreciate the good premise answer that you just gave. That's why I'm asking. And I'm going to ask that too. I'm going to put that on social media as well.
That's what any team in the NFL. If your players keep on getting injured, it sounds like you need better doctors on the sideline.
Or you need a better strength and conditioning team, right?
Right. You need better all that.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like in the off season they need to say this because I don't want nobody to lose their job. But it seems like they need to lose their job to get better.
Maybe. All right. Let's talk real quick. Shemar Stewart left.
Shemar Stewart has just left the Bengals mandatory mini camp. Shemar Stewart was the Bengals' first-round pick in this past draft class, and as he still remains unsigned, he's no longer showing up to the Bengals facility. And this is because the Bengals have added a new stipulation. Any given year into a void guarantees, but in prior Bengals contracts, a void wiped out the guarantees for only the year in which the default occurred. And obviously, Shemar Stewart refuses to be the guinea pig for this new term. The Bengals want to void all the remaining years if Shemar Stewart doesn't make it all the way to his final year of his contract. Shemar even said in an interview 2 days ago that he's not asking for anything but the Bengals. Because if he wanted to, he could sit out the entire 2025 season and re-enter the NFL draft in 2026. If Shemar
How many people know? Yeah. How many people knew that you actually can? There you go. So you didn't even know that.
A 50-50 chance. You go back into the draft, you don't even know you would get drafted.
That's true. I mean, you might take a risk.
And you see a lot of players that go undrafted and any team to pick them up.
True.
Now, if I saw it, I would ask for a trade. Because that just started.
Okay.
So you're taking a chance, but you also ask for a trade. Now, at this point of the year, everybody will trade for him.
Let me read the comments. Bengals have the rights for 2025, but he can go back to school and get redrafted next season by someone else. Hell, he could probably make more money on an NIL deal.
Well, once again, you take a chance. You're 50-50 chance. You don't know if he's going to get drafted next year.
I mean, you make a good point. All right. So I found that to be kind of interesting with that situation. A lot of people did not know that you could go back and get redrafted A lot of folks didn't know that. I'm sure they didn't, because when I look on social media and I saw the people with bedazzled. What?
Decided to go back into the draft next year.
Yeah, so it's being said. Mike said Mike, he could be the first edge rusher off the board in 2026. He could be the Abdul Carter of that draft.
He could. But
So I'm trying to look for my free agency thing. But while we're looking up free agents, I'll talk about the most expensive wide receiver rooms in the NFL. So I want to start off with the fact that we're talking about most expensive wide receiver rooms in football, right? And the first four, the Bengals, Tampa Bay Bucks. I was surprised about the Tennessee Titans one because I'm like, who is their receiver?
I know.
And they have the third most expensive room. Okay. Miami is number 4. Chicago is number 6. The Colts are number 7. The Falcons is 8. So let's stop there. The Falcons, number 8. 36 million. So let's stop right there. So out of the first 8, right, most expensive wide receiver rooms in football, only 2 made the playoffs? Am I right? Only 2 teams made the playoffs out of those 8?
Yeah, it would have been 3. The Cincinnati could have made it last year.
Well, I already said Cincinnati wasn't making the playoffs last year, and it happened. I said it the year before.
Right.
I'm gonna say it again this year. They're not making the playoffs this year either. 2 out of the 8 teams. What does that say? What does that say? What type of conversation are we having?
You got offense. You just score a touchdown, but you cannot stop nobody on defense.
Right. So what kind of conversations are we having? Because out of the top 8 expensive rooms, wide receiver rooms in football, we only have 2 playoff teams. What are we saying about that?
Again, you will break it up.
I said, what are we saying about that? There's only 2 playoff teams out of the top 8. What does that say? What conversation, what do you get out of that? What interpretation do you get out of that? You said that. Say it again.
Like I just said, you just score points, touchdowns, but you cannot stop nobody on defense. All the money go on your offensive players and not your defensive players.
Okay. Good thought.
So they're all good and stuff, but like you just said, to get to the playoffs, you just score with the best of them. But can you stop somebody from getting a touchdown?
Okay. Got it.
You said it last year. Cincinnati is the score, but they cannot stop nobody.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. They're the team that's going to score 35 and give up 41.
Right.
So, I just wanted to put that out there, see what kind of conversation we would with that, those rooms.
When that shit trash, you gotta be better. Simple as that. Like, You got to be more efficient here. You got to get out of this break. You got to stack your DB. You got to give Josh more room to throw the ball. You got to catch that. You got to make that block. You got to get that extra effort on the touchdown block. So if Jimbo line just calling everything.
I like the fact that he takes accountability. That he's saying that he can be better. I like the accountability that he took there. I don't know how many people are upset about that, but I like it. I like that he took accountability. Well, some guys just picked up guys like Washington, just picked up Debo. Bengals just signed Chase and Higgins, so that's kind of misleading. They were on rookie deals last year. Interesting thought, Marcus. Good catch on that. Let's see if I can find. I should be able to find these damn. I should be able to find this damn free agency list. But regardless, we'll continue with this real quick while I go find it. While I'm finding it. The Buffalo Bills. We're talking about wide receivers. The Buffalo Bills wide receivers: Josh Palmer, Elijah Moore, Khalil Shakir, Keon Coleman. Which one of these wide receivers will be wide receiver 2, and why?
Oh,
I have an very interesting answer question, but I will ask it to everybody else first before I answer. Answer is this: all of them played wide receiver 2 last year. Every single one of them played wide receiver 2. So all of them can be wide receiver 2. I don't think the Bills really have a wide receiver 1. I think they're all wide receiver 2s. I think they are invested in the idea that Tom Brady won Super Bowls with having number 2s, a bunch of solid number 2s. Marcus said it's not effort with this guy Coleman. His issue is he's slower than molasses. He can't separate. A 4.7 wide receiver is terrible. LOL. Okay. Let's not forget Jerry Rice was damn near 4.7, running 4.7. But I get what you're saying. All right. Spoke on. They do not. This is where I'm going to stop. Monday Night Madness will be on Monday night. We will get in depth list. I want to shout. We get comments galore, participation. We get a lot of, great conversations that come out of these, out of a lot of the sports news that we put out here. So it's a family, and I appreciate the family for that. This is a family kind of season. Okay, family kind of season. All right, let's big up our family. All right. Monday Night Madness will go down at 10 p.m. Yes, it will. Monday night. We'll talk more sports. Shout out to, let me put this out there before I leave too. Shout out to Juanita McClain, sickle cell awareness. We're gonna be doing some sickle cell awareness events in the community this year, like we used to. Back in the fold of doing community work too. So we're going to be doing some sickle cell awareness events coming up. I'm going to reach out to a couple people who are big on mental health awareness, and we're going to do a couple mental health awareness events too, because mental health awareness is super important. Mental health is a very important topic now. So we're going to be doing that as well. Hopefully, I can't wait till the next draft where I can see everybody in person, where I can see Marcus, the Alphabets in person, Melissa, and everybody in person. Because again, I just think right now, family is super important. Togetherness is super important right now. As if it's not important all the time, but I feel like there's an elevated sense of togetherness that needs to be, flourish more within our communities. I would say something else. You know what? I might end this on a not sports related point. I mean, you know what? I'm gonna do it just for the simple fact that shout out to Marcus the Alphabets, because he has definitely I gotta give him credit for this. Monday through Thursday, put out Coffee Talk, which we talk a little bit of sports, and then we talk a little bit of life, right? I hope I got that right. Tell me if I got that right. A little bit of sports, and a little bit of life, right? The reason why I say that togetherness is so important, not just because the holidays of Mother Day, Father Day, yada, 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 July 4th, yada, 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 a lot of people come together during those times. Summertime is coming, a lot of no school, so families are more closely connected. But there is some things that's going on that I feel like we need to have a clear understanding of, as a community and as a culture, what we are trying to accomplish. And what I mean by that is, and let me give you this disclaimer before I say it, I am half Black and half Latino, okay? For those who did not know that. My mother is from Panama, okay? So I'm half Black and I'm half Latino. So when I say that we have to be very conscientious of the decisions that we make, it is super important. I have watched villages of people being raided by ICE, taken from their homes, families, wives, mothers, daughters, sons, and put in the trucks to be deported because of decisions that we have made, not understanding what the consequence behind the decision is. So when I say that there is an elevated sense of togetherness that needs to flourish, that is one of many reasons why. It is very saddening and disheartening to see some of the things that I've seen. And as someone who has worked in immigration, I've literally worked in immigration with people who have come over, and I've watched from experience and actually interacted with some of these communities. It is very disheartening to watch. But we have to be mindful of the decisions that we make as it pertains to what is best for our communities and cultures. And I'll leave it at that. I think you guys understand what I'm saying. I think you understand and know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna leave it there. Just a thought. All right. I gotta go DJ. It's been a lot of fun. You guys will see me on the 1s and 2s. I'll put it up live for you guys. You guys will get to see what I do on the DJ booth. I have a good time with that. It is a stress reliever. And if you in the 716 community, come on out. Have fun. All right. We don't tolerate no BS either. All right. See ya.